Good morning everyone, welcome to day 4 of my MG ZS EV blog. Many thanks again to MG Australia for loaning me this press car for a week to really get a good feel of this car. $43,990, 42 kilowatt hour battery, 200 odd kilometers of real world range, 8-year powertrain warranty, 5-year car warranty. Pretty good value. I feel like after 4 days now, I've gotten a really good feel of the car. And today we are going to go through the interior of the car to give you an overview of all the features. All right, let's do this. So starting from the driver's seat on the right-hand side here, you have got all the window controls. Auto up and down for driver's side, just auto down for the rest. You've got the auto lock functions here. The light indicator means it's locked. You can unlock it manually, of course. Got the HVAC vent here. Left is to close, right clockwise is to open, and you can of course adjust whatever direction you want your vent to be in. This is the side mirror adjuster. It's pretty self-explanatory, you know, to go right, to go left, and then adjust accordingly. This is quite an interesting function. You might have seen in my vlog yesterday. You can adjust what level headlight you want the horizon to be for the headlights. Very cool there in case you've got a big load. Let's have a look at the right stalk for the wipers. You've got off there for the front, then you've got intermittent. You can hear the wipers going off there, and that's for normal speed, and then like quick speed like that, and then off again, and then you can just flick it down once to just give it one wipe. And then this dial here is for how frequent the intermittent setting is. So that's frequent, that is not as frequent. And then the last one is the back wiper. So you've got flick down with water, flick up for wiper on all the time, and then wiper with water. So that's quite handy there. Let's move on to the left stalk. So on the left side, these are the light settings. So it's always on auto there. And then you can have park lights and then headlights, or you can just turn it off like that. Then you've got fog lights there. Hasn't been foggy enough yet for me to test. And then indicators left and right. That's the noise. And you've also got half indicator as well. And flash headlights is flash forward, which I won't do right now. And then pull forward is the headlights on all the time. Pretty standard. And then on the outside of the stalk, you've got this turquoise colored button. I believe that is the lane keeping assist function. You can have that on or off. And then down here, you've got the cruise control stalk. That's pretty standard, on, off. You've also got ACC, so active cruise control, so you can set how close you want to follow the car ahead of you. That's been quite easy to use, as you might have seen in my previous vlog. Got a start-stop button here, so you do need to press this button to start the car, and when you leave the car you need to press that to turn off, which I found out a couple of times because I'm used to my Tesla where I've just walked out and the car has made a lot of alarms. So make sure you turn that off when you leave the car, and if you want to sit in the car with your HVAC on and radio on, then you need to have this on as well. Down below in the floor well, just the standard foot pedals, acceleration brake and the footrest. And then down here you've got the bonnet latch, so we'll flick that when we do our exterior review in the next vlog. Also got a little latch here to adjust your steering wheel to your desired height. So down, up, like that. Does it come forward? No, it doesn't. Okay, so it's just down, up. I'm pretty happy with that setting, so I will put that back. Right, so the steering wheel itself, you've got buttons here, which we'll go through when we look at the menu. Haven't quite worked out what this little asterisk is for. Voice control, I haven't quite worked out yet either. Horn is there. Assume the whole wheel is the horn. Then you've got up and down volume controls for the stereo system, mute, and then tune forward and back, or I guess change tracks for the sound system. Again, there's a little phone thing. I think that's probably for Apple and Android CarPlay. And SAIC, I haven't quite worked out yet either what that is. So if you know what that is as an MG owner, please let me know. All right, let's move across the front of the car. So we've got the HVAC vents across the front there, emergency hazard lights. And then across the front, the other side is also the HVAC vent for the passenger side. There is the door trim, pretty similar on the driver's side. And then you've got the window as well, window dial there for passenger side. Glove box is manual opening, old school. Wow, I shouldn't say old school. Tesla is a bit too new school. You press the button on the screen to open it. Comes with a manual, of course, and it's fairly deep. Put quite a few things in there. All right, let's go back to the center console. We'll go through the screens in a second, but there's the screen right there. There are some dials and knobs here. So there's a dial, and that's for the volume. You can mute it like that. Forward and back tracks, SRC again, I'm not sure what that is, so please leave a comment if you're an owner, tell me what that is. And this button here basically brings you back to this screen here. Whatever screen you're on, press that button, you're back to this default screen. All right, so the HVAC settings are all manual control, all sort of buttons to press. You've got the fan setting there, so dial it left and right like that. And then this is the temperature control. So you want it cold, you want it hot, it's pretty straightforward. No automatic climate, keep that in mind. Demisters, front and back, AC on, off, and then you've got the recirculate setting there. You've got the seat warmers on passenger and driver's side, which is nice. They are quite toasty and warm. Then you can adjust how you want, I'll just bring this here, how you want your vents to operate. So you can toggle between that. So you got different kind of settings, so pretty self-explanatory there to your heart's desire. And down the front here, this is the important drive controls. So P, push down, and that'll park the car obviously. And then reverse, neutral and drive, just 4 gears. That's, I think personally, all you'll ever need for an EV. And then just to twist the knob left and right to go between the 3 gears. And then you've got these 3 interesting little dials here. Battery, if you flick that down, it'll tell you, we've got to keep that flicked down. It'll tell you exactly how many kilometers are left in a bigger format, even though you've already got how much range is left here in the corner. And KERS gives you toggles between the different regen settings. So you can have 2, 1, and then back to 3. So toggle that. I quite like to have it on 3 personally for one pedal driving. And then mode is sport mode, eco mode, normal mode, so I'll leave that on normal mode for now. And then 2 more buttons down here. P, I have never actually used because every time I have put it on P, it'll automatically go to P. And similarly, when I go to drive, the P light goes off. So I kind of think this is a superfluous button, and I think in future EVs, this is totally unnecessary. So please, EV manufacturers, we don't need this anymore. This should suffice for parking the car. Same with this one. I think all EVs should come just hold as standard. So this is the hold button. If you want the car to hold, which means at the traffic light, if you want the car to hold its position without having to put the brake on, then leave this on and the car will hold if you put the foot brake on quite hard. So again, this I think should be automatic in general. Okay, so in the middle here, we've got a couple of drink holders. This does slide over to cover it, which is quite nice. Then over here, you've got another cubby hole. Once it focuses, just to put your little knickknacks in there, and that covers as well. And then if I move down here, underneath all the center screens and things, you've actually got another little cubby hole down here to put things. And you want something fairly heavy, I think, so it doesn't slide around too much. There is a bit of a wall here, so it doesn't slide off this cubby hole, but yeah, so another little storage compartment here, and there are a couple of USB ports, as you can see there. This is for Apple CarPlay, Auto Android, on this one, driver's side USB, and then this side is for media, so you can actually play your video, pictures and all those kind of things, and I'll show you on the screen where that is. But thanks to Scott, good friend Scott, who owns a ZS EV in New South Wales, and he was the one that showed me this, so thank you again, Scott. Okay, back to the instrument cluster. I will try to go through these fairly quickly. I'll be using these up-down arrows and OK button to navigate through the different screens. But just quickly, we've got the speedometer on the left. That P means it's parked. And then if you've got hold function on, that A button I showed you before in the middle, that'll go green when you're at the traffic light and you want to hold its position. And then on the right here, you've got the battery So in this area here is charge, which means that it's probably regenerative braking. As you're going down a hill, or if you let go of the accelerator, the battery will take some of the charge back. And efficiency is kind of the sweet spot of the car, where the car likes to be. And any more than sort of 50% power, then you're sort of into that boost section there. It means it's using a lot of battery to get you driving quickly. And then in the middle here is the all-important menu in the instrument cluster. So I will just flick to the left. That's kind of where I like it to be, that speedometer there. If you put cruise control on, this will change. I kind of like to have it as the digital speed readout. And then if you press down, you can tell you the trip computer, like that. And then accumulated total for the car. So trip A, trip B basically. And then you've got some information about the battery itself. So we've got voltage. It's kind of always sitting around 400 to 450, so it's obviously a three-phase motor. Motor speed, and then you've got the current as well. So obviously the more torque you give it, then greater current. And then if you're regen braking, that number goes to minus as well, which is pretty cool. Tire pressures, quite handy. I don't know if they're automatic monitoring, whether if you've got a puncture or a flat, it'll give a notification, which I'm sure it would, but obviously I'm not going to test that. Energy flow is quite good. If you're just driving without regen braking, the flow will be from the battery obviously to the motor, to the wheels. If it's regen braking, it'll go the other way, and it'll go green as well. It is a static graphic, not an animated graphic. Then back to the speed. Let's go to the right. Got some menus there. So speed warning, you can adjust how quickly you want the notification to come up there. So 140 is fine. ESC is stability control. It's off currently because I pressed that button, and traction control as well. For safety reasons, I will put that back on. So let's just do that again. So it's kind of a toggle. It doesn't tell you that it's on. If it's off, it'll tell you it's off. Next service, 17,650 kilometers. So we're currently on about 2,000, so we're way off the next service. And over-the-air updates are not available, I believe. You've got to bring it into the dealership to get that installed, and there is no app as well, just for people who are asking. There's no app for the MG. All right, let's keep going across. So we've got cruise control here, and I think that shield shows that it's MG Pilot. Now, if I've tried to use like a lane keeping assist function, it not the best. I've got to say it's quite nagging if you've got on lane alert. So I've turned that off for now, and certainly not any sort of autopilot or auto steer function that I can speak of. Certainly not as good as Tesla's. The car does waver out of the lane that I've seen. Yeah, so you can adjust how close you want the car to follow the car ahead. So I've got it on pretty close follow for now. You can toggle that as you're putting cruise control on. And that's for notifications. Okay, so back to the center screen now. This is the default screen. Before I press all the buttons, this is for Bluetooth. It's currently on mute. You've got the temperature and time there. This is a summary of what's happening with your HVAC. It's currently on a sort of cold setting. HVAC is on. It tells you that it's going to the footwells and the demisters, and it's on recirculate. So that's a nice summary of what you've got as well. And like I said before, this button here, I'll just show you there. Just point that down. This middle button brings you always to the default screen. So this is your radio. Okay, so you can set what you want. It's got FM, AM, and you've got the audio settings as well. It's pretty much all customizable. You've got EQ settings, you've got some presets here, and you've also got 3D sound, which I suppose is okay. It sounds okay, to be honest with you, and because it's an EV, it's quite pure because there's no engine noise. So it makes audio sound really nice. I'll just mute it for now. So again, center button there brings you to the screen. Navigation you can actually have on default as well. So as you're driving around, you can have the map running with you, which is quite nice. To be honest with you, I think there's too many accept buttons. Loading is a little bit slow, to be honest. So if you want to navigate somewhere, as I've shown you before in that first vlog, there's a couple of accept buttons to push, which can be frustrating if you're wanting to get somewhere quickly, but just a little note there. Otherwise it works okay. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, I won't go through today. Phone, so you've got to connect your phone to the Bluetooth. And there's some previous owners or previous drivers' phone there. I won't go through all that because I don't have my phone connected today. Car settings, there's a few things to talk about here. There's things like speed information warning, speed assist system. I've got it on off basically. I just like to drive it and experience it for myself. So the lane assist system I was talking about before, I had it on, and it does beep a lot, so I'm going to put it off for today. And yeah, you can change alerts, alert sensitivity, vibration alert, all those kind of things. MG Pilot I couldn't get working. Like I said, there was not much auto steer that I could speak of when I had it on cruise control, even though this was on. Those of you who own MGs, please let me know what I'm doing wrong. And then forward collision system, obviously all these safety things you want to have on for everyone's safety around you. Pedestrian alert, I did see that come up once or twice when I was in a busy area. Is it useful? Questionable. I'm not sure about that. Rear driving assist, again, all these things I just have on. It's good to have from a safety point of view. Comfort and convenience. So auto high beam actually works fairly well, I thought. Last night as I was driving, the high beam did come on when there were no cars around. Find my car, lights and horn, just lights, and follow me home. Yeah, I'm not sure what that one is. Again, if you're an MG driver, please let me know. Haven't worked that one out yet. And then again, that's, here we go. That's that asterisk button I was talking about before. So I see. So this might be a favorites button. So if you've got Apple or Android Auto, you can have that quickly go to that. So it's just a favorites button. Okay, driving maintenance, hill descent control system, handy to have. And then factory reset, which I won't do, obviously. Okay, so back to the center screen now. And yep, let's go through some more setup. So again, customizable with your beeps and alerts. Oh, that was for sound. Okay, we did that before, didn't we? Radio we've done. That's a different frequency. Time, yep, you can adjust what time it is on. And it is automatic. And when I first got the car, it was on Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time, so I had to change it myself back to just standard time. So I'm on GMT 10 in Sydney here. Okay, so Bluetooth, you can connect your phone, we showed that before, and then display, you want night, day, auto, unit settings, keep it 2 kilometers obviously, and I like it to have it on PSI for tires, and brightness is on 10 currently, which is fine, and then, yep, system settings there, update navigation. Oh, okay, so you need a USB stick for that, so you need to bring that to the dealership to get that done. Right, back to the center. One more time. And like I said before, you can connect a USB stick to that little cubby below that I showed you, and you can flick through your pictures and video if you want to watch a video or look at pictures in the car while you're waiting, I guess, for something to happen while you're waiting for someone in your car, which is quite comfortable, of course, because it's an EV. You can have the HVAC running and audio running, which is quite good. That's the one major benefit of an EV. Alright guys, well that is it from me today. I was going to cover more of the back of the car and the boot and the bonnet, but this video has been long enough. Lots to cover from the 2 screens and just from the front of the car inside. So I'll do that tomorrow in my vlog. We'll cover the exterior and also just look at the back and the boot and the bonnet as well, just to give you guys a good idea of the MG. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.